Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Jared Williams Show, and special welcome to Superman guest over here, Eddie Barkhurst. How you doing, boss?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks. How are you doing?
Good. It's been a while since you've been on the podcast.
Yeah, you've had a lot of podcasts going on lately.
A lot of guests on the podcast. Kind of cool. Yeah. In the meantime, we've been doing some stuff that we're going to talk about today, which, if you listen to the last podcast, you may have got a little bit of a glimpse into it. However, we're going to deep dive into some stuff today. But before we do, I want to take a minute to tell you guys about our sponsor, PlumbLine. They're freaking awesome. If you're running a plumbing business or any home service business, and you're getting phone calls into your company, either at nighttime, your CSR is busy, after hours, or you're in a crawl space and you can't answer your phone, you're missing phone calls. Those could be booked jobs. You're likely paying good money for those jobs. Even if you're not paying for marketing, you're missing out on opportunity. That's where PlumbLine comes in. They will answer your phone 24/7. They'll pick it up. They'll answer like it's your company. They do an extremely good job, and they'll get that job booked on your schedule in your CRM. Pretty freaking awesome. And you pay them per booked call rather than per minute like most companies. So they are incentivized to book calls, and they do a very good job at it. We've used them at all of our companies, and we're going to use them again here shortly. And if you tell them you heard about them from the Jared Williams Show, you get 1 week free calls booked for free. So go check them out at plumblineanswers.org. Awesome company. That's all I got. Okay. Today we're going to talk about, because what happened was, let's see, when we had our event, the Wealthy Plumber Hoorah event, and it was friggin' awesome.
Yeah.
And we talked about it a little bit on some podcasts and stuff. And if you guys have been listening along, you know that we had it. It's been what? Dang, it's almost been 2 months.
Yeah. It seems like a long time ago.
It does.
But it also seems like it just wrapped.
Yeah, it's been almost 2 months. And so for the people who don't know, we have a coaching program. It's called the Wealthy Plumber. You go to wealthyplumber.com. Got a bunch of free resources on there. You can also join our school group. It's $99 a month. You get a 7-day free trial. We're giving away a free ProPress tool, but that might be over by the time this book comes out. We've got a bunch of different options in there, so go check it out. We had the event. It was the first event we threw, and it was a cool event, and it made us miss plumbing because, I had a plumbing company. You were the GM in it.
Mm-hmm.
It feels weird to say it was my company. I almost feel like it was our company. But then in 2024, sold it.
Mm-hmm.
May, June, July of 2024, July 12th, 2024.
Yep.
Sold it for $5 million. And the company at the time it's in Alaska. I was living in Florida. You were the GM of it. It did that 2024. What did it did? 6 million in revenue.
Yeah.
6.2.
6.02.
6.02. So
Yeah.
the last year that I owned it, it did 5.2. And then we were doing really good halfway through the year when I sold it. And then they ended the year out at, or you ended the year out at, you and the new owner ended the year out at 6.02. Pretty awesome. And then in the meantime, after I sold it in July, 3 months later, we started working on a pressure washing company. I saw a video of, what is that girl's name?
Cody Sanchez.
Cody Sanchez talking to the Rolling Suds franchise owner. And at the time, I had Joel working with us.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, Joel, go hop in a Rolling Suds franchise call. And he hopped in, and it came back with the Rolling Suds main locations P&L. I was like, damn, that's actually pretty good. I like this P&L. And I needed something for Joel to do. So we decided to start a pressure washing company. We launched that in January of 2025. It is now November of 2025.
Mm.
That company, we did really, really good. And then we were in October, had the Hoorah event, and we were like, man, owning a pressure washing company is not nearly as cool as owning a plumbing company.
Yeah.
So we got in discussions. I don't know how many details I'm allowed to say, but in discussions with another pressure washing company, and we're in the process of selling Dude Wash to that company as well. And then in the meantime, I'll give you guys more details when it's all said and done, final. And then in the meantime, we've started another plumbing company, or we're in the works of starting a plumbing company.
Yeah.
Called Wahoo Plumbing. Guaranteed to make you wahoo. It's a good one.
Yeah. It's really good. I like it.
Do you?
Yeah. It's a good brand.
Dude, the van wrap is actually pretty freaking sweet looking.
Yeah. It looks good.
I think it's the best brand yet.
Yeah. It draws a lot of attention for sure.
Yeah. It's very, it's easy to read, easy to remember, not complicated, fits with the area. And we'll get more into that, the name and the brand. So on this podcast, what we're going to do is basically talk about all the crap we've done so far and what we're planning on doing in the future, so that everybody can have a pretty good idea of what's actually like. If you're thinking about starting a plumbing company, or you started a plumbing company and you want to know how, because we've done this before and we made a lot of mistakes the first time, and it's kind of cool getting to start it again and hopefully not make as many mistakes the second time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least different mistakes.
Different. Yes, they are different mistakes. I agree. So first thing we did is I already had the name and the business. I had the LLC. I wanted to start a plumbing company when I first got down here. So I moved to Pensacola, Florida 3 years ago, for people who don't know. And my first thought was, I saw all these companies driving around with unwrapped vans. And my thought was, dude, we need to start a plumbing company down here.
Yeah.
It just looked like opportunity. And then I started looking at all the plumbing companies, and there's a handful with, reviews in the thousands, like 3 or 4. But the population is 500,000. Where in Fairbanks, Alaska, we were dealing with 60,000. And it just seemed like a bunch of opportunities. So I got the name, and then I hired Mammoth Marketing. Go to mammothforplumbers.com. They do all of our marketing, and they designed our brand actually way back then. And when I first got here, the reason I chose the name Wahoo Plumbing was there's a stadium downtown, and the baseball team is the Blue Wahoos. Is the wahoo the state fish?
I don't know if it's a state fish, but I know it's one that people seem to go nuts over.
Everybody knows what the wahoo fish is. And when I think of wahoo, I immediately think of that chocolate drink. Was it Yoo-hoo?
That's Yoo-hoo.
Yoo-hoo.
Yeah. Chocolate
Yoo-hoo.
water. It's not even milk.
It's not?
No, it's just water.
It's just water?
It's chocolate water.
Dude, I used to love that stuff. When I was a
Same.
kid. I haven't had one forever.
Yeah.
So that's what I think of. And I also think of for some reason, the Ricola commercials. Ricola.
Yeah.
I don't know why. And then I was watching, I didn't realize this at the time, but I watched the Mario and Luigi, Mario Brothers movie with my grandson the other day. I didn't realize they go, wahoo! And I was like, oh, dang.
Yeah.
That's actually a pretty good name that
He's
we
a
chose.
plumber. Yeah.
So the name, like when people hear Wahoo Plumbing here, they're not going to forget it. And then the tagline kind of brings in the wahoo, like guaranteed to make you wahoo. Yeah.
It's good.
It's a good name. So spend some time on your name. Think of a good one would be my advice. Probably the worst thing you could, like the names that are super not memorable are probably the worst. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're starting this business with me and you are partners in this business. And so we had to think about how to split responsibilities, all that good stuff. Me and you have a history of working together.
Yeah.
I've had a partnership in the past that didn't work out because at the end of the day, it was my first business, and it was scary to go in business by myself. And so I was like, yeah, we do it with a partner. 2 heads are better than one, right? He can help out. All the stress won't be on me. But the reality was it just created more stress.
Sure.
Because we had 2 totally different ideas of what we wanted.
And you were both trying to fulfill or at least play a part in the same role, I assume.
Yeah, we had no clue what we were doing.
Me and you have two totally different ideas on a lot of things.
Yeah.
But
I think our partnership works and the last one didn't because me and you have very similar values, but very different skill sets. Whereas back then we had very different values and very similar skill sets. Like neither of us had any money. Neither of us were organized. Both of us, like we knew how to work and we knew how to plumb and we could show up on time. Like those were our skill sets. And like we both could pull permits and handle jobs and that kind of stuff. But
skill sets you need for sure.
True. But then like neither of us knew how to run a business and neither of us had any vision of where the company should go. In fact, what we realized is because our I don't know, our basic moral standards were even different. And so anyway, we ended up having two different ideas of where the business should go. And it was just obvious, like this is never going to work. I wanted to work less, make more. He wanted to work more, make more.
Sure.
And I thought, I don't really want to do that.
Yeah.
There's got to be a way to like not work your ass off and make good money because my time is limited. So I think it works well for us. And I think what we found was the name of that book, Rocket Fuel. To me, I don't know if it was eye-opening to you, but to me, it was eye-opening into our past relationship and why it's been successful. Because you're hardcore, what do they call that? Integrator. And I'm more hardcore visionary. In fact, if I try to do anything, it's usually pretty terrible and messy and not detailed. Whereas if you go do stuff, it's very organized and detailed and set up and thought through.
But the other side of that is if I try to do any visionary type work, then it's a cluster, dude. What a mess. What a waste of time. It's not very creative. It's not good ideas.
Yep. So we ended up working well together and we have a history of it and it makes sense. So for somebody else starting up, I would typically say don't start with a partner because you have no idea where, like you don't know yourself enough, I don't think. You don't know your downfalls.
Sure.
Until you get into business and you start seeing, oh, I really suck at this portion of this. Like I'm really bad at this.
Right.
You could go like read the book Rocket Fuel and take the test and get an idea. And that would actually be a really good idea. Like get an idea of whether or not you're a visionary or an integrator. That'd be a really good idea. And then just plan on, like, if you're an integrator, you need to get somebody in there that can hold the vision and you can hire that person. They don't have to be a partner. And then if you are a visionary, you definitely need to hire an integrator. Like for sure. Like hardcore. Like soon.
Yeah.
I think a visionary is going to build a giant mess and the integrator is going to have to come in and clean it up. That's kind of what happened with me and you.
A little bit.
And I think an integrator is just going to get stuck. They're going to get to a point where I think what they would do is they would get to the point where they've got a couple of guys out in the field and they're profitable and it's set and they know if they try to grow it, it gets unprofitable and they don't like it. And then they get stuck.
Probably hard to attract better talent too. For me, I mean, building a system is good and everything, but if I can't create a vision that's good enough to attract talent, then I'm going to be out there by myself or still stuck in a truck and not really able to move beyond that.
Yeah, but you're going to do it really well.
Things will be organized well, but the brand might not be that great, and the overall vision of the company might not be that great. I might be aiming pretty small.
Yeah. Yep.
Because I just can't build the vision.
Isn't that weird?
It's weird. Yeah.
That you can do things I can't and I can do things you can't. Strange. I
Mhm.
used to think everybody could do everything
I did too.
until I met Jeremy.
We talked about that a lot. Yeah.
We both worked with a guy
Yeah.
named Jeremy. I doubt he'll ever listen to this podcast.
Probably not.
But if he does, no judgment. You're a weird guy, but whatever. Dude, I would take it. Like, I remember me and him went and tuned a boiler together.
Mhm.
And he's tuned a lot of boilers.
Mhm.
Like, he worked at that company way longer than I did.
Far longer than he should have.
And he had no idea.
Mhm.
I'm like, dude, like, how many of these have you done? He's like, oh, I've like, I don't know, hundreds at least.
Mhm.
And he still had no idea. I
Yeah.
was like, it's not that complicated. It's just, you just do the same thing every time. But he could not learn it to save his life. It was not his thing. Like, he should not have been there in that position.
Agree.
And the lame part is, like, the company shouldn't have kept him there in that position because that was not good for either party.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, they should have let him go and freed him to go do something that was a better fit for him.
Anything else, yeah.
What that is, I don't know, but odd guy.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, not everybody can do everything. And
I used to hold the same belief of you can do anything that you want to do. All you have to do is like dedicate the time. The difference is dedication. And I believed, a firm believer in that until I met Jeremy and started working with him. And I was like, dude, maybe I was wrong this whole time. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm realizing that I can do most things. It's whether I do them well or not.
Sure.
Or even whether I enjoy doing them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I had to come to work every day and do integrator stuff, I hate my life. Like, right now, we're working on building this company and all the visionary stuff is fun for me. And you're miserable until we get something to like organize and put together. And yeah, it's funny.
Enjoying the job is a luxury, in my opinion. Like, it's nice if you enjoy it, but it's not required for me to enjoy it to do it.
Correct.
But yeah, the visionary stuff, like all of this startup stuff is cool. I'm glad that we're doing it, but there's nothing for me to do, like really for me to do just yet that requires my skill set. It's all just stuff that needs done, but anyone can do it.
Yep. So me and you started together. We're pretty good at defining our roles, dividing and conquering at this point. We read the book Traction. We have a meeting. We decide what things need to get done. Traction, it calls them rocks. And then we assign who's going to do that. And that's how we get stuff done. It's pretty simple. Still takes longer than you want it to.
Yes.
Unfortunately, but it's how it is. Because we've been working on this for like a month now.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to launch January 1st, 2026. Do you think we'll make it?
So if you asked me a couple weeks ago, I would say we're starting early.
Yep.
But some things have changed and evolved. And I'm wondering if we're going to be doing, because of those changes, I don't know if we're going to be running calls on January 1st or not.
Yeah.
I think we could.
Yeah. We'll get into that. What changed, what didn't. So we divided and conquered. We got the business formation, like the LLC. That's been set up forever. We had to find a Florida plumbing license. So luckily we have a coaching group with like 880 people in it. I literally had like 10 people reach out to me and say, if you need a license, let me know. So we did. We hooked up with one of those. I traded one-on-one coaching for a guy in Tallahassee. He's going to provide the license, qualify our business here. And then in return, I coach him for free. So that was kind of cool. Kind of lucked out on that one. Don't have to pay anything out of pocket. But you don't, like most people think you got to go get a license. And we totally could have. Could have gone and taken the test. It just was faster to go get a license. We'll probably take the test eventually, possibly. We'll see. So all that was done. And then there's like the simple stuff. You got to go apply for an EIN, on the internet. So you get your LLC, apply for an EIN. You do it right on IRS website. It's free. You don't have to pay anybody to do it. It's super simple. Then you take your license and your EIN, and you go open up a bank account, and you put some money in the bank account. It's pretty simple. And then go get insurance. Most states, which we got to do, there's a workers' comp exemption form for the owners if you don't want to pay workers' comp on yourself. And then some states, the second you hire any employee, you got to get workers' comp. Down here in Florida, it's once you're over 3 employees. So when you hire that 4th employee, not including the owner, you got to get workers' comp. So we don't have workers' comp yet, but we'll get there. Yeah, that's pretty simple. And then we went and hired a bookkeeper. She set up QuickBooks, connected it to our bank accounts, and we applied for a Chase credit card that's coming in the mail. Chase Inc. Is that what we're getting? Yep. Those are cool because you get 3x points on ad spend. And one of the most expensive things in your business that you can put on a credit card is ad spend, especially when you're trying to grow. So you get a bunch of points and then free tickets and hotels and car rentals and whatever
else.
I haven't bought a plane ticket in 5 years.
A lot of years.
Yeah. Ever since I started Prospector. I haven't paid for a rental car in 5 years. And I haven't paid for a hotel in 5 years.
And you got a ton of points left to use.
There's a lot of points. They stack up so fast that it's like, unless you're an avid traveler, it's pretty difficult to use them. But like we've used them, like we've bought, we bought our kids' airline tickets or flown grandma down or whatever. Yeah. Pretty cool because it doesn't really cost you anything.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got all that set up and then working on just like bare bones operating system. So we've got Service Titan. You onboarded with Service Titan.
First time I did that. Yeah.
First time ever. I've done it twice. How'd that go?
It was surprisingly easy.
Yeah.
Get them the information that they need in a decent amount of time, and things move along pretty well.
And so they have a 3-tech Service Titan limit.
Minimum. Yeah.
Minimum.
Yep.
And so how would we get on Service Titan when we don't have 3 technicians? We don't have any technicians right now.
Yeah. So you got to just tell them that, like, so the question is, they ask you how many technicians you have.
Yeah.
And they don't want to, they don't tell you this, but you can understand this just from the conversation. They don't want you to have one technician or just yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's too small of an operation and probably, I imagine, I don't know, higher maintenance than to keep that one guy going than it would be if you had 4 technicians in the field. Like the juice is worth the squeeze to them in the end.
Yeah.
So they asked
us. The
us.
money coming in with 4 techs is worth it. Money coming in with 1 tech is not.
Not worth the trouble
time
to them. So they straight up asked, how many trucks have you got? And I said, we have 4 trucks. We have 4 trucks that we're gonna put to use out there. And so they said, okay, perfect. Sounds good. They're asking, like that salesman is probably told to ask, how many technicians do you have in the field right now?
Yep.
He asked me how many trucks we had, same question. And basically they want a commitment of, will you pay for this many technicians today, even if you have that many technicians running or not? The answer to the question for us is yes, absolutely. Why? Because we want the best CRM in order to move forward. I can only imagine the hassle that it would be to onboard with a different CRM that says, yeah, just one owner and you're out running calls. We can handle that. That's our specialty. Get on that and establish with that and all of your information in there. And then to move all that over to Service Titan, I can only imagine what a nightmare that is.
So I did that at Dude Wash because we started with Sarah because I was listening to Billy Stevens' podcast and he makes it sound really awesome. And also I learned a lot from his podcast, and I kind of felt like I owed the guy. It's like, I feel like I
Sure.
owe you to try out your software. And so I
Yeah.
did. I hopped on that, and the software was not very cool. And what I found is that, like, we got on Sarah and it did like the bare bones basics. And then everything else that we needed done, we had to like tack on other software for.
Mm.
It ended up being more expensive than just running Service Titan.
Mm-hmm.
And Service Titan does all the things that we had to tack on to Sarah to make it actually do what we needed it to do.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I should have just hopped on Service Titan from the get-go.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't too bad because we recognized it pretty quick in like 2 months. I was like, this ain't going to cut it.
Mm-hmm.
So we got on Service Titan, and moving stuff over wasn't that bad. Service Titan's pretty good about that. But just from a cost and then a hassle standpoint of having to like do it. Oh, and Sarah they are extreme sticklers about holding you to their contract. And so I'm still paying for Sarah right now to this day.
And how much longer have you got on that?
Like a whole nother year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even when we sell the business, the new owner obviously wasn't going to use Sarah because we weren't even using it.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the business sold, they're like, nope, you still have to pay it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're turds. Anyway, it is what it is, and it's fine. Just $399 a month.
Sure.
But for $400 a month, and then we had to pay for like 5 different other softwares at $100 to $200 a month that Service Titan would do, and we were able to get on Service Titan with 3 technicians for $850 a month. Totally worth it.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody says it's expensive, but the reality of it is it's not that. It's actually pretty cost effective.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once you see what it can do,
mm-hmm.
it's like, oh, for what it does, it's pretty cost effective.
Using it can be a challenge. Like, I don't know what it is from a different software to get onto Service Titan. I imagine it's difficult switching those gears, but once you figure it out, it's intuitive, it makes sense, and it gives you a lot of really good information.
Yep.
Not a sponsor, but we're willing to take a sponsorship if you want Service Titan.
Yeah. I haven't been able to work that one yet.
Yeah. Maybe this podcast will do it.
I could probably reach out to him and make that happen. I'm a brand ambassador, whatever the heck that means.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
I'm not sure either.
I got Ellen Rohr's phone number. That's all I know.
Perfect.
That was the best part.
That's a good start.
So we're on Service Titan, and then we already know how to run a service call. So we've got we've already got basic SOPs of the service call process, the CSR process, the phone scripts, the whole 9 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Like if somebody was going to start a business, they need to go develop how they're going to answer the phone. Like there needs to be a set way on how you're going to answer the phone, how you're going to book the calls, like your schedule. Are you going to book calls? Are you going to run calls 8 to 4? Or are you going to book them in 2-hour time slots, 1-hour time slots? How are you going to do that? And then there needs to be a set way that you like run the call.
Mm-hmm.
Service Titan will help with a lot of that because it's like designed a certain way to run a call a certain way. And if you just run the software, typically you're pretty good, but there still needs to be like, okay, I'm going to call the customer. I'm going to hit the dispatch button. I'm going to arrive at the house. I'm going to go knock on the door like this. I'm going to say hello like this. I'm going to introduce myself like this. I'm going to get to the problem like this. This is how I'm going to build my estimates and present them. Like you need to think about all of that stuff before you end up in somebody's home and you're like, oh, they have a plumbing problem. I can fix it, but I don't know any of it.
Right.
I don't know the rest of it. Right. So you need to build like the backbone basics of your company. So the pricing structure, how you're going to invoice, the dispatch flow, what your warranty is, because people are going to ask, SOPs, those kinds of things. So, and I'd probably say that's probably about it. Like pricing, invoicing, how you're going to dispatch, the dispatch flow or the job process flow, and then your warranty and real basic SOPs.
Mm-hmm.
Should probably get all those figured out. We have all those for you in the Wealthy Plumber. A lot of those actually you can go get. If you go to wealthyplumber.com, anybody who's listening to this, you can get an hourly rate calculator. You can get SOPs. You can get the plumbing business playbook, all that's free. The hourly rate calculator that you get in there, it's not the one that we actually use. It's just a very basic calculator, because the one we actually use, if I gave it to you, you'd be confused and you wouldn't use it.
Yeah.
So it requires some training to be able to properly use a good hourly rate calculator. So the one that you get for free is basic. It'll get you going. But if you get into our school program, you can get like the real deal, and you can get the training, and you get that figured out. So go check it out, wealthyplumber.com. So you get all that stuff set up, and then it's like, okay, I got to get, what do we got to get? Vans and like minimum viable product. Like we got to be able to go to a customer's home and perform work. So we need like minimum tools and minimum materials and equipment. So we bought, let's see, we bought a Transit. Let's see, we bought a Transit. So Dude Wash had 4 pressure washing trucks. We're selling the brand and the business and 2 of the trucks to a new owner. And then we were left with 2 pressure washing trucks. These are box trucks. They're like a Isuzu box trucks. They're actually Chevys. Isuzu's with a Chevy logo with a 16-foot box. And all the pressure washing stuff is in the back. There's a 500-gallon water tank, pressure washer, hose reels, whole 9 yards. And so we took one of those box trucks and we said, let's turn that thing into a jetter truck, which I have no idea.
It's not as difficult as I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be a nightmare switching it over. It's really not as bad as I thought it would be.
So we have a Honda pressure washer in there, a nice pressure washer. And what do we have to do?
So really the only thing we're going to have to do is install a pulsation valve so that the hose carries itself down the line. And then we bought a separate hose reel. So we have our high pressure that leaves the pump, goes into a bypass valve, and then leaves the bypass valve and goes to our stationary hose reel on the truck. And so then we just have to have a portable hose reel on the truck, and we drag that out and to our work site and QD connect it to our portable hose reel, and then open the valve, and you're good to go.
And then we just control the pressure washer by opening and closing a valve.
Yeah, there's a gauge on the portable hose reel, and so you just watch that gauge and adjust yours. You're not supposed to. We all know you're not supposed to use the ball valve to meter flow. But you use the ball valve to start and stop your flow, and then you can watch your gauge and make sure that it doesn't climb. And then just run your jetter until you've got your clog cleared. Pull your jetter back with the pressure on until you get it within whatever you're comfortable pulling it before it leaves the pipe. Close your valve. Your bypass valve back at the truck is now dumping into the tank instead of pressure at your reel. And pull everything up, and
we've got multiple reels, to different size hoses.
Yeah, so we've got a smaller diameter. It's 1/4 by 200 foot jetter reel for inside the house, and then we have a 3/8 by 300 foot that's on a cart with wheels for outside the house.
Nice.
The pressure washer pump, now it's a jetter pump, is like 9.8 gallons a minute at 3,500 psi. And so our big 1/2-inch reel, stationary reel, will flow all of that. And then as soon as we QD it to our 300 foot 3/8 reel, it's not going to move 9.8 gallons a minute through there anymore, but it should be tons of pressure and enough volume to really scour the inside of a pipe. Should be good.
So we got one of those. The other truck we're going to just let sit there until we need another jetter truck. We're either going to turn it into another jetter truck if there's enough need for it, and then or we're going to pull all this stuff out and just turn it into like an install truck, fill it with water heaters and things like that. So the TBD. So in the meantime, we bought a Transit because we put out some posts on Facebook saying we're starting this company. We want to hire some guys. We got one guy interested. We were actually pretty excited about him. And we had him on the hook, got him to agree to come to work here. And then he backed out like a couple weeks later.
Mm-hmm.
And so now we changed our minds rather than hiring somebody. We're new to the area, so we don't know the little details.
Mm-hmm.
So like in Alaska, me and you both worked in the field for 10 plus years,
Mm-hmm.
more than 10. Dang, that was a long time. I worked in the field for 14, 15 years before I started a company. And so
Same.
I knew all the tiny little details. When somebody came up to me and they were like complaining about something, I knew,
Mm-hmm.
what are you complaining about? This is super easy. Do this. Yeah. I knew exactly what to do. There's things here like I don't know. So I don't know how to pull permits. I don't know like the little things that they run into in the field. Sewer lines are 6 inches deep, which is freaking weird to me.
Yeah.
I've actually never installed a gas water heater, believe it or not, which is strange.
We didn't have a lot of gas up there.
We didn't have a lot of gas. We did a lot of indirect water heaters, very few even electric water heaters.
Mm-hmm.
I can do those. That's easy. I'm sure I can put a gas water heater in. So what we're going to do is we actually bought another transit. So now we have 2 transits. One of them is wrapped, has a headache rim. We got to get shelves in it. And then the other transit, I got to go pick up either today or Friday, one of the 2. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. So, and we'll get that wrapped, put shelves in it. And me and you are actually going to go run calls for a little bit. Mm-hmm. This is going to be interesting. I haven't ran a call in a long time.
Yeah, me either. I hope I still got it. But I knew that at Prospector, like my time in the field was invaluable for helping me manage Prospector.
Mm-hmm.
And so why wouldn't that be the same here? Time in the field down here will be invaluable to managing Wahoo.
Yeah, plus the culture is different down here. Like the way you got to talk to the customer and what the customer's thinking, and the way we build our price book needs to be built to serve the customer.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't really know how to do that without going and getting in front of the customer.
Yeah.
And so the easiest way to get feedback on that is to actually go out and do it and say, okay, well, this is the feedback I got. We need to change this, this, and this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that works. Let's leave it, get it dialed in, and then hire a plumber, and then we can train him on exactly how we did it out in the field.
Yeah.
We also have the ability to say, I know this is possible because I did it.
Yep.
And I'm pretty confident I can do it. So
me too.
It'll be cool. There's some stuff. I imagine we'll be out there for, 2 or 3 months, possibly. We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe longer. I'm slightly nervous about it, but I'm slightly looking forward to it.
Same. I mean, I'd like to say that I'm fully confident that I can go out there and do exactly what I did when I was a tech in the field.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure I'm going to be rusty. I'm sure it's not going to go the way I want it to go all the time, but it'll be good to get that all refreshed.
So the most plumbing I've done is I plumbed my camper van, which it was one of those things where I was dreading it, and I put it off and put it off and put it off and put it off. And then I went and did the plumbing. It took me like 30 minutes. And I was like, oh, this is easy.
Yeah.
And then I just changed out my kitchen sink. And I took out the garbage disposal, went from a 2-bay sink to a 1-bay. I hate garbage disposal, so I took it out. And I hate them because my wife will stuff a bunch of stuff in there and grind it up and clog up the sewer.
Does she miss the garbage disposal?
No. Yeah. No, she doesn't. She doesn't like them because they stink. So I just took it out. And then I got the tailpiece with the dishwasher inlet, and I forgot to get a hose clamp. So that's the kind of stuff I'm going to run into.
Yeah.
Like Home Depot run to get a hose clamp.
Hopefully, that sucks.
Hopefully I'll remember, like I do that once and then I'll have some on my van, but little things like that. It'll be fun. So we got that going on. We got one van wrapped, and we're hoping to have like first day out in the field on January 1st.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of where we're at. We've got Mammoth Marketing working on like building all the back end website, SEO. We got our GMB approved. We got our Facebook and our Instagram and our YouTube. I'm going to make a bunch of content here in the next couple of weeks that's going to get put on Sendable. That's going to just auto drip out to all those platforms. And we're going to do our own Facebook ads. I'll do our own Facebook ads. That's what'll happen. So we are the thing that's different about this business. It's going to be fun I'm excited for it because it's a different market. It's a different time. And I think we're going to have to do stuff differently.
Yeah.
So in Alaska, there was a huge need for qualified, quality people to come to your home quickly when they say they're going to be there and put things in right the first time.
Which seems like a timeless need. Everyone needs that all the time, right? It's not like...
I think so too, but I think times have changed a little bit. So I think a couple things like back then when we started Prospector, everybody was flush with the COVID money, which was nice. And everybody was sitting at home using their plumbing. So it was all breaking, or they were noticing it was broken more and it bothered them more. And they didn't have to take time off work to call a plumber.
Mm-hmm.
So like when we started Prospector, man, it was like good timing.
Yeah.
Like couldn't have been better timing. We don't have that here. I think people are a little more like if you were to ask the normal person, they'd be like, "Oh, the economy's terrible right now." I don't think that, but
sure.
I imagine that affects their calling a plumber or making the decision on site, those kinds of things. I also think this market it's cheaper to run a company here, much cheaper. People don't make as much money here either. So people in Alaska make pretty decent money. They get the PFD every year.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll run into a little bit of a lower income. I think we just got to structure our stuff a little differently.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think it'll be cool.
Yeah.
So what are we doing different here that we did there? We're cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
Like in Alaska, we were $6.10 an hour. Well, once we switched to margin pricing, we got our company to $430 an hour on service work. On larger install work, we were cheaper. I don't remember what that was, but
I don't either.
Here in Florida, with the cost of doing business, paying guys $35 an hour, we are at, I think it's $280 on service work after the membership discount. Mm-hmm. What is it, like $310 or $315 non-member price?
Yeah.
So we've got 10% for the members, and then we are so it's cheaper. One of the things we're doing different, it's a bigger market. So I think we need to be, and we're a brand new company we have 5 reviews that our friends left us. Mm-hmm. So I think we need to be more aggressive going out in the market. One thing we did at Dude Wash, we went and found a company that had 160 reviews, and we bought their GMB from them. So we started with 160 reviews, and then we were just animals about getting reviews. Mm-hmm. So we ended up getting we had 2 GMBs. We were working on combining them. We never did get them combined, but we had 405 on one and I think 86 or 88 on the other. And so we got real close to 500 total reviews in just like 10 months, minus the 160. So what is that? 340 reviews in just under 10 months. Mm-hmm. And that made our Google local service ads really take off. We were getting a ton. Anytime there was people searching actively for pressure washing, our Google local service ads would bust out a lot of calls, which was kind of cool. So we just got really aggressive with that. And then when we started and we didn't have any work, we actually just reached out. We didn't even know how to pressure wash houses. So we actually just reached out to all the local law enforcement and offered free house washes to law enforcement just to go learn how to use our equipment and then get a 5-star review. Mm-hmm. So we got really aggressive. And I guess what I'm getting at is, so I started working on, there's the companies that run the $99 drain cleans. And I've always thought this is the dumbest thing on planet Earth. Like, you can't make money doing a $99 drain clean. And then I was like, man, maybe we should go do these aggressive offers just to get in the home, get people to call us and get a review. And then I started mapping out like what it costs. So I talked to my brother owns a marketing agency, Mammoth Marketing. They do all our marketing. I hopped on a phone call, or my brother called me one day and he said, hey, my pay-per-click guy has been testing out these offers with some of these other companies that we're working with, and the results are actually pretty surprising. So normally we'd be paying $200 to $300 for a phone call from Google, pay-per-click, which is retarded, stupid. Like you can't, especially like for us down here, if we're at $290 or $280 an hour, and we pay $300 for the phone call, and we go out and we charge you full price to snake your drain, we're still at a zero. And so what he was saying is that if we can run these aggressive offers, we can actually get the marketing cost down to like $50 or $60 a phone call. And I thought, that's really interesting. And I had been thinking about these offers, and we went and I went and put this in a spreadsheet, and I said, okay, if I get my marketing cost down to $50 a phone call, how many do I have to upsell on jetting to make more money than if I charge full price for the drain cleaning? And it's not nearly as many as I would have thought. So I think there's something there. So I think there's something there about charging or creating these offers for the most searched items, and then getting the customer, selling them a membership to get the offer. So like in this instance, like for us, $300 phone call, and then I go out and I do a drain clean and it's $340 or something like that. I'm only $40 ahead. On cost, I'm actually losing money because I got to pay the guy to go out there, the gas to go out there, and the marketing expense. If I do a $99 drain clean and it costs me $50 to get that phone call, I pay the $50 to get the $99 drain clean. You got to sign up for a $99 a year membership. So I'm at what's that math? $198.
Yeah.
I'm at $198. I only paid $50 for the phone call. The guy to go out there cost me $50. I'm $100 in, and my margin on that is better than charging for a full price drain clean.
And hopefully you got a member and a repeat customer.
I got a member, I got a repeat customer. And then if I can upsell any of those on a jetting service or anything else in their home, I'm money ahead just because I got my marketing expense down, I think is how this works. So we're going to test it out.
We're going to find out
extensively.
Yeah.
So we've came up with some offers. We got like $99 drain clean. We got another one that we're going to test out is an ad that's like I don't remember the exact wording, but it's like, we'll get to your home within 60 minutes of you calling, or it's $100 off your service. That one's a little scarier, but talking to the pay-per-click guy and the talking about the company that they've been testing this with, nobody asks for the $100 off, or very few people do. It just entices them just enough to actually click on your ad and call you. And then the second you're like, oh yeah, we can get there tomorrow, they're like, okay, that'll be cool. And then you go out there and they never mention the $100 off. So we're going to run those two. And then also I had our membership we typically set up with $99 a year, 10% off, priority scheduling, no dispatch fees, and access to member-only promotions. In the access to member-only promotions, we typically thought about that as we're going to send out email campaigns when we're slow, email and text campaigns, and we'll only send those out to our members to activate our members and sell some work and keep our guys busy when we're slow. But then I had the epiphany this morning, and I told you earlier today, when we're like, typically when we have a sales process, we would go to the home, we would look at their problem, we would create estimates, and we would sit down, we would walk them through the estimates, and then somehow we got to bring up like our big ticket items, like water heater replacement, tankless water heater installation, whole home drain cleaning package while with jetting and cameraing their main line, whole home water filter installation. Like those are our big ticket items. And so we're like trying to work these into the conversation, and it's always kind of awkward. It's always kind of like, I'm trying to sell you something. And if we go out for a $99 drain clean, or like, hey, we have a member only promotion. It's $99 for a drain clean. You got to sign up for our membership. It's either $9 a month or $99 a year. That gets the work done that you need done today for $99. Also, within that membership, you get 10% off any other services. So if you need anything else throughout the year, we got you covered. It's 10% off. You get priority scheduling. So if you call us, we're going to get to you before we get to non-members. There's no dispatch fees. So anytime you need us, it's free to come out, give you an estimate, check out your problem, whatever. And then you get access to member-only promotions. And then you get to tell them about the promotions. And so if you run promotions on your big ticket items, you automatically in every single call get to tell this customer about other things that you offer and hopefully convince them to allow you to give them an estimate on it because you're running an offer on it.
And it's all on topic. It doesn't seem weird to bring it up.
Yeah. Seems like such a genius sales move. So we're totally going to do that. There's going to be 4 things that we have offers on. It's going to be drain cleans. It's going to be water filtration. It's going to be water heater installations. And it's going to be like a whole home drain clean package with jetting and cameraing, the whole 9 yards. And we're going to train every single guy so that he knows exactly what all 4 of those things are at all times so that every time he pitches a membership, he can say, oh, yeah, and these member-only promotions, this is what we're running right now. If you're interested in any of those, let me know. I'll get you an estimate. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's super cool.
Yep.
I'm excited about that.
Same.
I'm
thinking about the price book and how to structure that. And it's going to be, it's going to be cool.
Yeah. And so like example of a promotion, like for a whole home water filter, down here, I know because I live in city limits. I've lived in city limits and out of city limit. I'm not in the city still, but whatever. In the hustle and bustle of the main area, and then I've lived out in the woods. There's municipal water, and then there's well water. My well water is actually pretty dang good. I don't know that they have hard water. They got to have hard water here somewhere. But I don't know that they have like rusty ass water like we do in Alaska.
Everybody talks. That's the thing, I guess. I don't know. But everybody talks like the well water's terrible here. It's gross here. Unless you drill down way further than the average person drills, I guess.
Oh, my well was deep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was good water,
though. The water in Alaska seemed like it didn't matter where you drilled. Your water was nasty.
Yeah. For the most part.
Yeah.
But so down here, anybody who's on municipal water, which is like probably 85% of people, maybe even 90% of people here, the municipal water is disgusting. It's awful. And so like a whole home activated carbon filter, I just put one in my house just to try it out. Man, night and day difference.
Yeah.
Like I used to go turn the tap on to brush my teeth and I get this smell of the city water. It reminds me of, I used to go to, I went to Phoenix for a couple winters. Maybe we went there just twice, one winter. I don't remember. Anyway, in Phoenix, the first thing I noticed when I got to Phoenix, the water smells terrible.
Yeah.
It's that exact same smell down here. I turn on the water. I'm like, what is that? Apparently I have a good nose though.
You do.
So I smell the water. I'm like, gosh, that's disgusting. And then you go look at what's in the water. There's like pharmaceuticals in the water. There's glyphosate in the water. There's chlorine in the water. There's fluoride in the water. And that activated charcoal filter takes a lot of that out. So like we would run a promotion that's like $1,000 off whole home water filter. And all we're going to do is mark it up $1,000 and then take the $1,000 off and sell it at full margin. We're not going to take a discounted margin on it. We're still going to make money on it. And I think it'll be cool. You know what else I learned? So have you gotten the they send out like a boil your water alert.
I've heard about that, but I lived on a well.
I've gotten a couple of those. And so they'll be like, hey, our water got contaminated. There's a boil your water alert. So now you can't drink your water. You have to boil it. But there's UV light filters that you can put in, and then you don't have to boil your water.
Isn't that terrible to think you got to do all of this just to drink some good water?
Yeah, it's not that bad. Like, I was actually surprised at the life cycles on the carbon filters. They're 10-year, no maintenance. 10-year, 1 million gallons guaranteed. And
that's pretty awesome.
And then you just replace the filter, and the piping's already there. Hopefully you can get the same one.
Right.
Chances are probably slim. I don't know. But, and then with the, it's same thing with the good night, the halogen lights. It's not halogen.
UV light.
UV light. Yeah. Same thing. I think those would be cool upsells.
Yeah.
Personally, we'll see if we can sell them or not. But that's how our promotions work.
Yeah.
We'll take those big ticket items. We'll make a big discount, call it a promotion. Got to be a member to access it, and you're good to go. Another thing we're trying to do is get a little bit more aggressive with, like one of the biggest big ticket things is water heaters. And so on our GMB, we're going to have, and on our website, we're going to have pricing right there, front and center on a water heater.
Which kind of goes against everything we used to think was a good idea.
Yeah. But what I think we're going to do free. We're not going to do a service call fee here. It's going to be free. I'm not going to call it free estimates, but there's no service call. No call out fee. So we're going to call it, just kind of differentiate ourselves from all the other big guys who have call out fees. We're going to say no call out fee. Whether we keep that or not, don't know. But in the beginning, I'm going no call out fee. So I don't want any resistance to somebody calling us. And then, so no call out fee. And so the purpose of the call out fee is to filter out your customers and avoid the tire kickers. Well, another way that you can do that is just tell them how much something costs.
Sure.
Right? Electric water heater. For us to do it at our margin is we need $2,300 on a 50-gallon basic electric water heater. $2,300 is what we can sell it for down here. I think we're at $3,700 in Fairbanks on that same product. So $2,300 is what we need. So we're going to go $2,199 on our water heaters. That's going to be the advertised price. And one of the ways we're getting more aggressive is that we're going to say $2,199. We need $2,300 to hit our margin. You're only going to be able to get that $2,199 if you're a member. So when we come out to your home, you see the advertised price of this $2,199 water heater. Yeah, that's part of our member-only promotions. So you can sign up for our membership. It's $99, and then you can get the water heater for $2,199. We're back to $2,298. We hit margins on our water heater, and we're good to go. So we're trying to get a little more creative on that stuff because I think the most expensive thing right now is marketing. Yeah. I think this is the part that most people have the hardest time with. And then once they dial the marketing in, they're having to spend so much money on marketing that they have to raise their prices to account for it. Then they go out and they're having a hard time selling because prices are so high. Like that's the hardest part about, like we've watched a lot of businesses start up and they're like, how do I get calls? How do I get calls? How do I get calls? They figure out how to spend money and get calls. And then they have another problem. They're like, how do I sell these jobs? Because I have to sell them at this rate or I'm losing money because I have to pay $300 for this stupid phone call. And it's especially difficult in the beginning because you don't have return customers. So you know, at scale, if you have it built into your marketing. If you can get a $150 phone call, but 50% of your customers are return customers, that means that you don't have a marketing expense on them. So you can technically spend $300 to get all the other phone calls you need. Well, when you start out, you don't have that.
Right.
So I'm wanting to figure out how to get more aggressive with our marketing to keep the costs down so that we can buy customers faster.
Mm-hmm.
And if we can do that, we can figure that out early on in the business, when we do have return customers, we can continue to do that and grow even faster.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it'll be cool.
Yeah. It sounds like it's going to work.
I hope so.
But yeah, it's definitely a departure from the way we used to do stuff.
Yeah, it kind of is, but it's kind of not. Like, we're basically doing the same thing. We're just kind of being a little smarter about it. I feel like my understanding of business since we started Prospector has come a long ways.
Yeah, same.
Like a long, long ways.
Mm-hmm.
So just gain new understanding every year and every month and every day. And yeah, I think it'll be cool.
Yeah.
That's all we got. It's going to be fun.
That's the no BS.
The no BS advice to start a profitable plumbing business. I mean, really, the advice is know your numbers, have a process, like know how to charge to make money.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the most important part. And then know how to get jobs. If you can do those two things, you're fine.
Yeah.
If you can get the job, if you know how to price to make it and you can sell it, you got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then obviously you can optimize and refine from there. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree. One thing we are going to do, we're probably not going to talk a bunch about like everything we're doing at Wahoo on this podcast, but we are going to be coming out with a new series on the channel, and it's going to be called The Boardroom. And we're actually going to have me, you, and another third-party guy there. And we're actually going to, once a month, we're going to put out a video where we're actually going to go through, once we launch, all of the financials for Wahoo. We'll go through like what we did the last month and what we're planning on the next month. And so you guys can get updated every month and follow along in the process.
Mm-hmm.
Should be pretty cool.
It'll be cool.
Yeah. Cool, man.
Thanks for having me.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Probably like next week too. We'll have you back on.
Yeah, we'll do it again.
All right. See you guys.
See ya.
Don't forget to go check out the school group, wealthyplumber.com. Grab some freebies, get in the school group, come say hi, get the hourly rate calculator. Totally worth it. See you guys.